All right, so I'm going to do a really quick review of Love and Hip Hop Hollywood, Season 4, Episode 5. All right, so it kicks off with Hazel Lee and her little boy toy, Rose Burgundy. They're at a little boutique, and he's trying on clothes. Now, I'm going to speak on that, but I'll wait a minute. Anyway, so he's trying on stuff, and she's like, oh, no, I don't like this, or blah, blah, blah. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and speak on it. I'm going to get this out the way. I don't like Hazel at all this season. I'm not understanding. Like, what's really going on, Hazel? Really? Like, season 1, oh my God, I feel so sorry for her. But now I cannot, I want to choke the shit out of her. Like, she's sitting there like she's a pimp or something. First of all, okay, you got the young dude. Cool, you know what I mean? I get it, strong back. You know, you do what you need to do. But she's sitting there trying to act like a pimp or something. I don't know. I wonder what the hell went on with her and Cat Williams, by the way. Like, maybe she learned the game from him. But then again, though, if she learned the game from him, she got it completely messed up because, I'm sorry, I'm not spending money on no dude. Young dick, old dick, I really don't give a damn. So that's really not a boss move, but I'm gonna leave it alone. But no, I hate her this season. Anyway, so Nikki, she shows up. She's like, I'm gonna go on and talk to Hazel because, you know, I don't like how she did my girl. Chanel said that she was acting this way, and I just don't like that. You know, she went to the prom with my brother, and I gotta get to the bottom of this. So, so anyway, they have their little talk or whatever. I'm not gonna go no further with that. But she was explaining to Hazel, you know, Chanel's cool, and you know, you shouldn't have done it like that or whatever. And so Hazel said, okay, you're right. I probably should talk to her. So that was the first scene. Okay, so moving along, they come to AD. That's the girl that Moniece is dating. I mean, maybe I'm looking at her crazy or whatever, and it has nothing to do with race, but I swear to God, like, she looks like Vanilla Ice to me, for real. Like, the hair, let me get off of that. Anyway, so she's sitting there, she's talking, saying this girl, Tiffany, was her best friend. They've been friends for years, and it's the first time they got to hang out, you know, and Tiffany's like, I'm surprised you could get out. You know how that girl gets, and da-da-da. And, you know, the chick was like, I know, but I really care about her. You know, you're my friend. You got to support us, and blah, blah, blah. And all that normal conversational BS that they do on the show. But anyway, so here comes Moniece. And she's looking all crazy, you know, which of course it was a setup scene, but whatever, let's do it. So she's looking crazy, and she walks over there and she said, I thought we were supposed to have a date, you know, like, what's up? And, you know, Tiffany chimes in, and, you know, we can all just hang out together. And Moniece kind of side eyes her and shit, you know. So anyway, they end up leaving, and they're driving down the road, and Moniece is telling AD that she thinks Tiffany's in love with her. And she's like, oh, no, never that. You know, we tried that a long time ago. That didn't work. No, we're just really good friends, whatever. Anyway, pointless scene, but, you know, we got to fill up the 45 minutes. So moving along. So up next, we have our man, Gucci, Fendi, Lucci, Ludi. I don't know what the hell this man's name is. Anyway, Two-Face, you know, with the blonde and the black, you know what I'm saying. What is it? What the hell is his name? Is Lucci? Louis? It doesn't really matter, but anyway, this scene was him and his baby mama, and they're meeting up in a parking lot. You ever noticed on Love and Hip Hop, everybody does a lot of meeting in parking lots? It's getting kind of old. Come on, Mona, give us somewhere else to meet up, please. Anywhere but a parking lot or a bar. So anyway, they're meeting up. She's going off on him and saying that he's not in his son's life. He's like, yes, I am. Yes, I am in my son's life. You lying. You were lying on social media and stuff like that. You got me out here looking crazy. I'll take care of my son. And she's like, you boy, whatever. You don't do nothing. You all day chasing them Insta thoughts on Instagram and posting all of that. As soon as you started messing with that girl, you stopped taking care of your son. That's why you ain't even on the birth certificate. And so he's like, I'm on a birth certificate because I had went through that before. And the girl told me that was my baby, but that wasn't my baby. So I didn't, you know, I messed up signing the birth. That's why I wasn't on the birth certificate. What the fuck ever. But anyway, another pointless scene. But we got to fill up the 45 minutes. So that was it. Let's move on. All right, so we come to Cisco and Tiara. They're at a park sitting on a bench talking. And basically he's just apologizing for kind of snapping on her. And so she's like, whatever. And he's telling her, it was just your friends, they want to make it out like your problem is really, really big, and it's really not. She's like, I know, which we all know bullshit, unless of course really she just faking for the cameras and she doesn't have a drinking problem. But if it's real and the way she's been acting, then yeah, you need some AA and some detox for real. Not vitamin detox, by the way. Anyway though, so he was apologizing, and she's like, well, you're gonna have to take me shopping. So anyway, and that was it pretty much to that scene. So then we come up to Booby, Fizz, and Zell. Now I don't know, and I'm not, everyone have different accents. I got a crazy accent, I know. So it's not about that. It's not the accent. But when Booby talks, it's like everything's in slow. Even in my house, like I'm sitting here, if I'm watching him, everything just starts moving slower. Like it's like we're in a fucking Matrix. Like I'm like, can we get through this scene? He talks so slow. I feel like me and Keisha know. I'm glad that we got through all this mess and we can co-parent. Oh my God, please. So anyway, but he's explaining to Fizz, his situation with Keisha, and Fizz was like, well, are y'all still, with friends with benefits? He's like, oh, no. So he was talking about getting his own place and whatever. So he said, I want to introduce you to somebody. He's crazy. You're going to like him. He used to style Keisha. He styled me a couple times. And then here comes Zell. Now, Zell, let me tell you something. He's like, I don't know whether I like him or if I don't yet. I'll be honest. I have a friend that's messy like that. And at first I hated her. But like, she's my bitch. Like I can pull up and say, come on, let's go. Where are we gonna go? It doesn't matter. We'll talk about it when we're in the holding tank. That type of friend. So I don't know how to feel about him yet. Anyway, so he comes up and he's talking and he's telling them, oh, I can get you to hook up. What kind of girls you like? Da, 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 da. So, and by the way, they're by a pool. So he hops in the pool and he's talking to chicks in the pool and brings them over to where they're sitting and stuff like that. He's like, I told you I'm the man or whatever. So that ended there. Okay, now, Masika, every time I think of Masika, I think of this.
Oh, gosh. Oh, shit. Oh, God, what the fuck is that?
All right, so we get to Moniz, Masika, and Mr. Ray, and they were over at his house. He just moved in, the boxes and everything were there, and they were basically telling him that they don't want to choose who is going to be their gay friend. Like they wanted all of them to be friends together. So they convinced him, just talking, that maybe we should all have a sit down and you guys can squash this beef. And he's just like, yeah, whatever, we'll see. And then the doorbell rings. And here comes this guy in, and I guess that was his boyfriend. What was his name? I don't know. It might not even be important. I don't know if they're going to have him on the show anymore. But anyway, his boyfriend showed up. And he gave him a big kiss, and that's how they knew it was his boyfriend. So anyway, so Ray agreed to go to this dinner to squash this beef. Moving on. Okay, so we get to Chanel West Coast. She was in the makeup room getting her makeup done. She was doing a video, and Hazel comes in. And at first, Chanel's like, okay, I don't know if she's coming in here to start some more shit or what's going on. But Hazel came in there, and, she didn't act funky. And she told her, Nikki explained to me that, that you're good people pretty much. And, how she went to the prom. She went to the prom with Nikki's brother, So anyway, so she's like, okay, we can squash this, and heck, we might even be friends. So they kind of made up, and I guess they're probably going to be cool. We'll see if there may be a fallout later on, but for now, I guess they're cool. So on to the next. All right, so now we get to the dinner. It's Masika, Moniz, Nia, and Mr. Ray, and they're sitting there talking and whatever, with intentions on squashing this beef between Ray and Zell. So anyway, Zell comes up and they're talking, and they're saying, I wish you guys didn't have this falling out, or whatever. And Ray said, well, it wasn't because of me. It's probably because of him. Now, I don't know if he was being shady with that or what. It was some of that borderline shade, you know. I mean, I'm good at that, but yet I couldn't pick up on this one. Probably was borderline. It probably was shade, but it was down the middle. Zell took it as shade. So, anyway, they were telling him that he had just moved here, you know, to LA. And he's like, you know, they're like, well, you should have tried to be friends. And then Zale goes into this long thing about how he is LA. If anything, you should want to know me. Talking about how he is the shit. He is LA. He beats motherfuckers' asses. And he does all this, you know, and he's just going on and on. I'm like, damn, why is so extra? Like, is that really necessary? Like, you know, come on. I mean, I know you want your scenes, but come on. Anyway, though, so they're like, well, can y'all squash this? And Ray was like, no. And they're like, why? And he's like, well, he's been DMing my boyfriend. And he asked him, so what you got to say about that? And Zay was talking about, well, hell, he probably wanted to suck my dick. Ray flipped. Ray turned from that scared little schoolgirl the first time Zell jumped up on his ass, too. This motherfucker turned to He-Man and shit, started throwing drinks. He got hot. I was like, all right, Ray, get him. With all our hoarse voiceness, get him, Ray. But it ended on that. Let's move on. Okay, so we get to Keisha and Booby. Oh, Booby. Good God. Anyway, they're at dinner, and the whole point was Booby to let Keisha know that, you know, he found his place, so he'll be moving out. And then Booby had to suck up a little bit more of that scene with the slow motion talk. He told her, you know, I like the things we got going with little man, and I really hope that I can still, you know, we wake up, brush our teeth together, and I hope we can continue to do it. And oh God, I cannot stand Booby. I just can't. Let's move on. Okay, so next scene, we're in a strip club, and Monice's girlfriend AD is in there, and she's throwing money at a stripper. So the camera zooms up, and it's her friend Tiffany. I didn't know she was a stripper. Nothing wrong with that. Like, I guess it's not my business, but anyway, so she comes off stage and they're talking, and she's telling her, like, hey, I don't know how much hanging out I'll be able to do. It's affecting my relationship. And I don't know why she said that, because that gave Tiffany the green light to start going in on Moniz. So she's talking all this mess about, you know, the stuff that she had took AD through. And she was like, and not only that, she's not even a lesbian. And, you know, oh, girls, yes, she is. Yes, she is. You know, we're in a relationship. Obviously, we're having sex. Nope. She's like, no, she likes dick too much. All them dicks she's taken. Like, she's a dick highway, and her mouth is a dick tunnel. Anyway, so she's going on and on and on and telling her all these reasons why she shouldn't be with Moniz. And she was telling her, like, you know, you watch her kid more than she does, like, you're raising her, and all this extra stuff. And the girl's like, I wish I wouldn't have said anything at the beginning of the relationship when we were having problems, because now every time something comes up, she's going to reach back and throw that crap in her face. So anyway, it was what it was. And she asked her, you know, could you please just respect us? You know, we're friends, we're great friends, I want to remain friends, but please just respect my situation. So that was that. On to the next. And finally, we're back to Cisco and Tiara. So Cisco took her shopping out to a little boutique, and, you know, they're in good spirits. Lo and behold, here comes a lady out of the dressing room, and it turns out to be Amber. Yeah, the chick he's been creeping with. But then again, I don't know if I could say that he's creeping, because he might have told her that she was his mate. More than likely he did. So neither one is creeping. I mean, it's not creeping because he was lying to both, but it is creeping. But it doesn't matter here nor there. Fuck the creep squad, you know. Period. Anyway, so the girl comes out. She's like, hey, boo. She goes over and gives him a big hug, and Tara's like, oh, what's going on? What's up, boo? And the girl said, well, that's my boo. And Tiara's like, are you serious? Like, you're really doing this? And it just blows up from there. It was pretty good. Let me tell you about Cisco. Now, when they put him on the LA show, I thought immediately this storyline is a crock of, a crock of shit. Period, scripted, whatever. They're not a real relationship. Now, Tiara was upset and she was tripping, and the bodyguards had to, come out and whatnot, and other girls talking mess. And the other girl, like, by the time they get Tiara outside, the other girl's inside still screaming about telling Cisco, tell him that you're my man. And she's like, no, he's my man. And she's like, tell her you're my man. And now on Amber's, her thing, I think that she may not have been scripted, because she was really crying and everything. She looked like she was completely shocked and completely hurt. So I really think that she was just oblivious to all of this, and I don't think it was, that part was scripted. But then again, I could be wrong. Now, Tiara did get a little upset, and maybe it isn't scripted, but I don't trust it because they brought him in from a different show. So automatically, I think it's fake. So anyway, they end on that note. She's like, well, you recorded, we finished my record. It is what it is. It's just business, deuces, And he's standing outside yelling her name while they pull off. And that's how that ended. Anyway, tonight's episode was pretty good. I really wish I would have been doing more reviews early on, but hey, I'm a little slow on this, whatever. It is what it is. It is what it is. But I enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to next week. Although Ray J and Princess kind of get on my nerves. Even though they get on my nerves, I'll still be tuning in next week for the ratchetness. I can't help it. Alrighty, well, that's all for now. You guys take care. Have a wonderful rest of your day. If you like, I'd be honored if you subscribed. If you like this video, please hit the thumbs up, comment. Let me know what you're thinking about Love and Hip Hop so far. To be honest with you, I'm waiting for the Miami version. I'm kind of geeked for that. All right, well, again, take care. Bye-bye.